It's on its way to the stores. Tone Space, My Hands in His Pocket, latest album release. Only 10 tracks. It's the shortest album I've ever done. It's probably, as you can see on the screen, this is probably the most, if not one of the most disrespectful album covers in hip hop history. Just in case you don't know the story behind this iconic cover, let me break it down for you. The guy that's to my right on the cover, Brian Vlogs, he came to me. He said, Tone Space, I love your music. You're great. You're the greatest lyricist in the world, best in the world. Let's do an 8-track EP to my beats. Now, he gets shit on for his beats. He's considered trash. His raps are garbage, all that shit. But still, I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Let me inspire this dude. Let's do it. 8 songs. I write a song. And by the end of this video on the side, I could be writing a whole song while I'm doing this video. That's how I write. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, bet. A little bit around the halfway point, we get into a beef because there's somebody that be like dissing him, dogging him out, one of the biggest people that be shitting on him. I shit on that person in a song. And then Brian Vlogs, the whack producer and the rapper, goes to the person that's been shitting on him for the longest and cops please. Oh, I didn't know he was gonna diss you, sir. Da, 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 da. You know, trying to suck up to him, trying to be cool to him. And that's essentially what deaded the cohesive project between Brian Vlogs and I. And I say it deaded the cohesive project, but not the project entirely, because I already put in a little work. Fuck it. Let's still release this motherfucking music. But you know what? We're going to do it a little different now. Now, this man has done 8 billion songs. Brian Vlogs, retarded guy on the cover, he's done 8 trillion songs and has done nothing with it. He'll talk all this shit. Oh, you got to do something for the ladies because the ladies are going to get your records and this and that. Da, 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 da. He does nothing. All his songs have his horrendous odor on them. They stink. You could look at him. You could tell he stinks. Fat and shit. Crib smelling like all type of weed and underarm and all that shit. All his songs smell like that. You know why? Because they've never left the parameters of his house. They're all within that radius of that very small square foot apartment he's in. AKA, they've never been put on anything that's gonna sell or that's gonna reach a market or different people. He markets nothing at all. Them shits are kicking. They don't get to go outside and get air and let other people get to put those songs in their crib so they could give him a shower, a shower. He don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, all songs for the ladies. He has 8 gazillion songs and no one's ever heard them, right? So, in reality, what I'm doing is I'm forcing him into a position, into a first. For the first time ever, Brian Vlogs, that's right, whack producer and rapper, has published music on a digital platform that's going to be on Apple, Spotify, Google, all the new shit. There's so many shits there, I don't even know what they are anymore. They got different symbols and shit. Shit I never heard of. Ragusa. It's going to be on Ragusa. I don't know if that's the actual thing, but there's so many shits and shit like that. Googabee. Oh, this shit's on Googabee now. It's on Ragusa. It's on Snackapool. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere now, right? For the first time ever. But it's under my terms and it's done under the most disrespectful way. And the name of this album is called My Hands in His Pocket because ultimately the way I think it's gonna go is I'm gonna get paid for this project, even if it makes $5. I'm gonna get the whole $5. He ain't gonna get a cent. Well, I won't get the whole $5. We'll get to that. But he ain't gonna get shit. That's the way I think it's gonna go, right? That's the theme of the album. Me sunning him, stealing his beats, making all the money, giving him absolutely nothing. And that's why this is the most disrespectful or one of the most disrespectful hip hop album covers in hip hop history. Me, outside of my hood, I superimposed myself there, but whatever. Outside of where I grew up, pointing to this nigga like my hands in his pocket, looking into the camera like, you know, somewhat sarcastically, while he has that retarded, you know, his normal look on his face and shit like that, right? So my hands in his pocket. However, I did tell this man that if he gets up off his ass and gets his and makes an account on these digital platforms. Now, The most convenient way I know to do that is through DistroKid, which is the service I use. But there are other services. He doesn't necessarily have to do that. But I'm making it easy for him because I think he's a lazy motherfucker. Remember I told you about how all his songs smell like dick and ass and shit and cheese and all that shit because they never left his crib? That's because he's a lazy fat fuck. But I told this lazy fat fuck, yo, if you get up off your ass and you publish your name on Spotify, Apple, all these shits, I will give you your due for every single song, whether we did the beat and the rhymes harmoniously, like we worked on it together, or if I snatch beats off your songs. I will pay you for them shits if you get up off your ass. Right? Then my hand technically won't be in his pocket because let's keep it a buck. I'm not a thief. I'm not into that type of shit. Even if I'm sunning somebody, I'm not trying to steal shit from anybody. So this video right here is just to show, look, I made it super, super easy for him because the thing with DistroKid is this that you see on the right side of the screen is what's called the splits part. You know, for people, for the money you make on your projects. I've done this before to other people I've collaborated with. So I'm going to take y'all through all 10 of these tracks. It's on this great album right here, My Hands in His Pocket. And I'm going to show you that I've reached out and given him the split. So what you see, the first thing here, first track of the album, XL, right? It says, Anthony Young, that's me. I get 50%. Brian Vlog's email is in the screen. You can see it on the screen. He gets 50%, right? So what they do is they're going to email Brian Vlogs. And I think they even give him a coupon. They're going to give him a link so he could sign up to DistroKid. It costs a little money. It's cheap, like $20 a year, some stupid shit like that. $20 a year, right? I think he's even going to get a 50% coupon, so it might just be $10 a year for him, right? They're going to email him. He clicks the link. All he has to do, pay that little chump change, sign up. He has an account. Not only will he get paid for the project that I just put out, he could also now put all his trash. He could give his music some fresh air. You know what I'm saying? He could fumigate his music by getting it out of his stinky ass parameters and, you know, maybe make like 5 cents, 8 cents, something like that. Ain't nobody really gonna buy it. Shit is trash. But, you know, at least now he's doing something. So it's me sunning him technically on the album, sarcastic shit, whatever, whatever. But it's also putting the fire under his ass, you know what I'm saying, to get up out there and do something with the 8 trillion songs that he has. So we're going to go through it. Now, this song, XL, first track that we collaborated did, is also the first track on the album. He sent me that beat. I did a rhyme. Easy, easy, 50-50. He did the beat. I did the rhyme. As you can see here, revenue share. I get 50%. He gets 50%. Boom. Let me make sure this is shown on the screen. The second track on the album, Power, right? He did the beat. I did a verse. He did a verse. So I'm only getting 25% off that. He gets 75. Pretty simple, right? Now, the song that you might hear in the background right now, this shit is trash. Now, this is one of the tracks that I snatched from him. And a lot of the tracks I snatched from him, I revamped the beats. Because as per the title of this song, this shit is trash. And I did what I could to make it sound less trash or not trash, but it still ended up sounding trash. So you can hear that shit in the background. That shit is garbage. The beat anyway, right? So it wasn't your average 50-50 split because I co-produced it. You feel me? So I get 65. Normally it would be 50 me, 50 him. But since I put a little twist on the beat, I gotta get another 15% about that shit, right? So 65 for me, 35 for him. I'm a co-producer. I co-produce, did the vocals, the lyrics, and Brian Vlogs did the skeleton of the beat, right? Then we got lyrics. Next song. Look, that's when we were working together. Easy split. He did beat, I did rhymes. I get 50, he get 50, right? Straightforward. Fuck a club, right? Now, this was almost going to be an even split. There's another joint I snatched from him. But I did put a little twist to it. I added another element in the beat towards the end of the song, like around the bridge area. I added like a little bridge thing where the beat switches up. So I'm only going to take a little 5% more. So that's why it's not an easy 50-50. But for the most part, he did that beat, right? Even though I snatched it from him. So I get 55, he gets 45. Fat and Slow. Similar to This Shit Is Trash. You know, I put a lot of tweaking on that beat. So, as you can see, I get 65, he gets 35. I did the rhymes, he did the skeleton of the beat, I revamped it, yada, yada. Now, we got My Hands in His Pocket featuring Rio James, another beat that I snatched from Brian Vlogs. Reason Brian Vlogs only gets 20% is because me and Rio are on the song. Now Rio directs the song practically because he's doing the chorus. He's doing the chorus and he has a verse. And I have two verses. So I got two verses. Rio has the chorus and one verse. So I figured an even split should be between me and him, both 40%, right? Um I did forget that I did revamp. Oh yeah, and also because I revamped the beat a little bit. Well, that's why Brian Vlogs ain't getting much on this song. But yeah, so as you can see, it's another person on here on this song. So Rio James is also getting that email for you can pay his little $10, get on DistroKid, and Rio James also can start putting his music on all the platforms if he so desires. So Rio, you're gonna get that email if you haven't gotten it already to sign up to the joint. And then if this makes any money, this song that you're on, you're gonna get paid as well, right? And Brian Vlogs, it's a beat I snatched from Brian Vlogs, and I did revamp the beat a little bit, but I'm gonna give him his 20%. You feel me? 40 for me, 40 for Rio. My two verses, Rio's one verse in the chorus, 20 for Brian Vlogs, right? Don't Want It with Big Man. Another joint where I didn't even snatch the beat. This is actually the song where the fallout kind of happened. It's funny how all these songs kind of paint the story and put the story in a timeline, right? This is the song where I dissed the person that be dissing dude that he groveled to, right? So he gave me the beat, but I revamped it because it needed some revamping. And I think the beat came out, he sounded like on some Pac Ambitions as a Rider shit, but I made it even better. So it wasn't really that bad because he was trying to bite some other shit anyway, so it's one of his better beats, but I made it even better. So anyway, yeah, since I put my touches on it, co-producer and writer, I get the 65. Brian gets 35. Strange niggas. This is a joint I just snatched from Brian Vlogs. I ain't do shit to the beat. I just snatched it from him. I get 50. Brian gets 50. Weathered Weapons, right? Also something that we worked on together. He gave me the beat. I rhymed to it. Straightforward. I get 50. He gets 50. You feel me? So there you have it. Just to be super clear and official. Yeah, my hand's in this motherfucker's pocket, but I think my hand's only gonna be in this nigga's pocket because he is lazy. Now let's see if he makes a move. Or is his excuse gonna be, well, my beats are trash anyway, so it's only what he said, it's only gonna make $50 by the summer, which I thought was generous. This shit might not even make 12 cents to be honest with you. This nigga trash. But let's see if he's gonna get up off his ass. Because let's be for real, it ain't about just this project. Why is your music just sitting in your crib smelling like booty cheek? Spread your wings and fly, young man. This is the way to do it. So that's that. Check out the album. It's going to be on all the platforms. Go to Tone Space and your favorite streaming platform. You can search me there. I also have another joint that I put music under the name Poets Kane. That's also on all the platforms, but primarily I drop music as Tone Space. My hands in his pocket. It's on this channel. I got the full album streaming. I got the songs posted. Um, Also, I got a lot of albums that I recently did that's not on the streaming platforms. That's just on YouTube, like Learn Man. I just did Learn Man a couple months ago. I think it's 17 tracks. I did uh I did 4 albums that year. In 2024, I dropped 4 albums. Um, 3 of those albums I did in 4 days, and Learn Man, I forgot how long it took me to compile that, but it was pretty quick. I dropped that like fast too. So anyway, there you have it. My hands in his pocket. Let's see if it's gonna stay in his pocket. All right, peace.